Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Samantha Izundu and today we have another weekly roundup. I've got everything in front of me and I'm very excited. So I do have a little bit of everything this week, which is really exciting. Empties, declutter, new, and then my roundup as well. So I've got a little bit of everything. So if you are new here, basically what I do is I go through everything that I've been using and loving every week. So things that I've finished up, I can tell you my thoughts on it. Things that I have bought or received in PR or just acquired. There's many different channels of acquiring things, and show you what I got. And then I might have a declutter or a favorites as well. Sometimes favorites is not necessarily beauty, but just something that I'm loving at the moment. And then we go through a few products that I just pick out a few products, a foundation, concealer, eyeshadow palette, and a fragrance, because I have a lot in those categories, and I pick a few for use them for the week and then I switch it. That's what we do. We just kind of have a little update of what's happening, and it's a great way for me to use products that I have sitting here, rotate through them, enjoy them. Sometimes I might realize I actually don't like the product and I'll declutter it. So it's just a really good way for me to use my products, but also give you my thoughts. They're almost like mini reviews as well of new products, old products, finished products, products I'm hating / decluttering, etc, etc. I usually start with Empties. I have two products. I have a cleanser, and this has been light damaged. It's on my, we put everything on the windowsill, which I know is probably not good, but I don't really care. It's the only place I can put the stuff. This is the TBH Acne Hack Antibacterial Cleanser. They had two, so they sent me PR ages ago. This is old, and I immediately used one and I loved it. It was a different one. They had two cleansers. It was a different one to this one. I loved that one. Absolutely loved it. And this one I kind of held on to. I just picked other things. Finally used it because I was like, girl, this is getting old. You need to use it. I didn't love this one. I don't think it's a bad cleanser, but it's not for me. This is for Acne Hack Antibacterial Cleanser. So this is gentle on the skin. So it's suitable for acne prone skin, whereas I'm not necessarily acne prone, but I am oily. So with acne prone, you often want gentle. It cleans, but it's super gentle. So this was in like a cream form. It didn't emulsify. So it just kind of, I felt like it didn't do enough for me. I was adding in a micro powder that I have from Clear Skincare into this pretty much every time, just so I could get a deeper clean. And then I finished a hair mask. This is the Hairification, sold at Priceline. This is also sold at Priceline, Coles, and they've just announced they're selling at Woolies as well, this brand. So the Hairification Pure Health Revitalizing Mask, I thought it was okay. I think I'm more of a, you know who I loved? The Georgie Main one in the tub. I like that thick, because I have quite dry hair. I don't know, oily face, dry scalp. I don't understand it. She's all over the place. This wasn't bad, but I did feel like I was just using a conditioner. I didn't feel like it was anything more special, which a hair mask should be. And it was quite small. I went through this quite quickly. I used it every second time I washed my hair. So I used regular conditioner, then the next wash I would use this. So it went pretty quickly actually. Let's get into, I have one declutter. It's just been sitting in my drawers, not that long, but I was recently talking to Tanika and Katie about it, and we all unanimously don't like this product. And I was like, what am I holding on to it for? I just got to get rid of it. And I'm sad to say it is from Australis. I have some new stuff from Australis I'm going to show you later. This is the Emotional Support Lengthening and Defining Tubing Mascara. I got the shade brown. It also comes in a black. And I had really high hopes for this. I got this at the Priceline event. And I liked the, the curve. I was really excited to try this. The problem is this is marketed as a tubing mascara, but it does not come off in tubes. When you add warm water, it doesn't come off. When you do an oil cleanser or an eye makeup remover, it doesn't come off. It just sticks to the lashes and it doesn't come up. It takes days for it to come off. And Katie had the same issue. Katie's Cosmopolitan. And when she said that, I was like, okay, so it's not just me. And days later, I had it still stuck to my lashes. Trying to use other mascaras, it got in the way. and I would just have like smudginess because it didn't want to like come off. So definitely don't recommend this. It's not that it didn't perform, it's just the formula itself is more harm than good. So I don't think I'm even going to donate this. I think I'm gonna have to throw this out. It's just not something that you can really pass on because it's just gonna give the next person issues, you know? It's different if it just doesn't work for me and what I'm looking for as opposed to just being a bad product. That is just a bad product. That's all I'm decluttering. Let's get into what is new. So I got a few things. I went to the Priceline. I haven't been to Priceline in ages because if I walk in, I want to buy. So I haven't been going in, and I went in. So in previous maybe 2 weeks ago, I bought these hair rollers at like a dollar store and I'm really liking them. I think they actually make my hair look pretty nice. But I have quite thick long hair, so I just didn't have enough. Like I was just short a few. Well, at Priceline, they had a 3-pack of the big size, which is what I want. And that'll be just enough to do a full head. And these are the extra large hair rollers. I paid $5. I paid more for these 3 than for that whole set. But that's fine. I only needed like a few more. I didn't need like a whole nother set. I also saw, but I have to buy them online at Mecca. They have, you know, the Kitsch brand. They have extra large rollers too that I was thinking of getting, but this will be fine. And it's their Priceline branding. And basically I do these in the front, like to give myself the nice wave, and then I use the rest on the rest of the hair. And I'm finding that my hair looks better because I was having issues with the Dyson. You know, as soon as I do it, it just drops even with hairspray. But what I'm doing is I'm then curling it and holding it until I finish my makeup and everything and then taking it out. And I do find that lasts a little bit longer. I still have heavy hair. It's never going to be amazing, but it does help. It does help. Then I got sent in PR a brand that I have had before, and I actually really rate their mascara. Is very nice. I've previously got their mascara, which is, this is the brand Queen Musea. This is the 2053 mascara. And then they've also sent me 2 of their lipsticks, which I've previously shown. Really nice pinky tone and really nice apricot skin tone. And I really like them, really good formula. Anyway, they've brought out lip balms and they're so pretty. So I got to pick the shade Noble Vine and it's pink. And I actually used it in a recent TikTok or Instagram reel, I should say. So it's really nice. I love a wine kind of color where it's like plummy, brown and red all at the same time. And it's super hydrating. I'm really comfortable in the lips. So I really enjoy this. I just think this is a beautiful handbag item because it looks beautiful. It does look a little sus at the same time, but we won't get into that. But it is a beautiful product. So far I have loved everything they've sent me. I want to say this is spectacular. I love the mascara. Look at that wand. It's very fluffy and whimsical, beautiful, high quality packaging. I think they're an American brand. I could be wrong, but I've been very impressed with them. So I'm very grateful that they sent me that. Made in Italy, but I think it's an American brand. Love it. They had lots of other shades, but that's the shade that I wanted to try. While I was at Priceline, the NYX Duck Plump lip liner was on sale, so I grabbed it. They didn't have the IV drips. There was a display there, but there was nothing there. It was either sold out or they hadn't put it on display yet. It could have been sold out because they went a little bit viral, didn't they? This is the shade Pinkjection. And I thought, how can a lip liner be plumping? It fully is. It like tingled. It wasn't bad though, like not like the Too Faced lip injections. They like burn. It was bearable. I really like the color. So far, I'm enjoying it. I've only worn it once, but I wore it and then went out, and I enjoyed it so far. So good. So that's going to go in my testing drawer to use throughout the week and get a better idea. And if I have an update, I'll let you know. And then I bought the new Australis, and the sticky tape on these things, I understand it's in a chemist and it needs to be. I get it. but I have to get some tea tree oil on it, but it's just disgusting. And there was so much sticky tape on it, it ripped off the back. But I do remember the shade is called Goat for the bronzer, but it's annoying. Now it looks like I have like crappy packaging. What's the solution? Stop people from stealing? Stop people from swatching live products that you buy? I don't know, people are just savages. I don't understand. So this is the Fresh and Flawless bronzer with squalane and hyaluronic acid in the shade Goat, like G.O.A.T. They didn't have a full display. They just had like a cardboard thing on the side of their display. And they only had 2 shades of bronzers and 2 shades of blushes. So the full range wasn't there. I think it's just a bit early. But there were no blushes left. This was the last one. And fortunately, this is the shade that I wanted. This is the shade Delulu. And it's very nice. I wore it 2 days ago. I went out for dinner. If you want to see my short using it, I always have my TikTok and Instagram linked below. They have been uploaded to both of those channels. So depends on what you prefer. And I used this. I really liked this. This is a matte. Yeah, this is a matte formula. It's a little bit powdery. Same with the bronzer, a little bit powdery, but I loved the way that the blush looked on my skin. As for the bronzer, not my favorite bronzer I've ever used. I'm still finding sticky tape. What are you talking about? So this is the more neutral. It kind of looks like NARS Laguna. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Very, very powdery. Not my favorite formula. It looked all right. I can't say the bronzer was my favorite. I've only used it once though. Even to swatch is a little bit difficult. So yeah, it's come off. That's because the balm's there. That's why it looks patchy. But yeah, it looks, I mean, the swatch is actually quite bad. I would say a little bit better on the face, but I feel like the bronzer, we'll use it in a trying maybe new makeup video. It's not my favorite, if I'm honest, but I really like the blush. So I got these half off. I think I paid $6 or $7 for each of them. I think they retail for $14 each. Yeah, I think I paid $6.95. So I got them very affordable. Like, you cannot complain about the price. Really nice, a little bit average. That's my opinion. So far, it could change. You never know. Anything is possible. Okay, that's everything. I don't have any favorites. Okay, let's get into product rotation. This week, I'm actually wearing it on my face. Like I've said previously, I like to do it as like a last hurrah. I am wearing the eyeshadow palette that I picked out last week, the Nude by Nature Soft Rose. Very pretty. It's very nice. It looks really dark in the pan. Sorry, I think the zoom changed. Something dropped and then it was a disaster. Anyway, I am wearing, let me just get my mirror. I'm wearing this nice dark wine color. It's actually quite sheer. You can easily build it up to be deeper, but just a wash of this is actually quite pretty. And then I'm just using this middle shade. That's it. I'm using 2 shades on my eyes today with a little bit of brown liner on my lash line and some mascara, and that's it. So I've previously said that I really like this. It's not like the highest quality formula in the whole wide world, but it's a really nice everyday kind of palette. Foundation that I'm wearing today is the Makeup Forever HD Skin. This is the mini that I bought for travel. I have the shade 1 and 06. It's just a really nice, natural, easy to wear foundation. It's something that I would definitely grab for when I don't want dewy and I don't want matte. I just want it to look like my skin. And I feel like it's definitely buildable. I don't ever go too heavy with foundation. If something's full coverage, I want something full coverage, I'll go for a full coverage rather than build, because then I feel like it gets too cakey. Whereas this is like a light to medium. It's a really nice foundation and I really enjoyed using it, and it's a good color match for me too. I really enjoyed it. My concealer is the Urban Decay Quickie Concealer in shade 20 NN. Also a really good shade match for me. This is more full coverage, but I just use a little bit less. I tend to get like a medium overall coverage because I only use a little bit of concealer. And so, yeah, I would say I'm at a medium level right now with a complete makeup look with these 2 products. And I think they paired really well. I do try and pair my foundation with an appropriate concealer, just so that when I'm using it throughout the week, I tend to gravitate towards it because I know they'll match together. I always have my Project Pan. I mix it up too, but I do like to have those 2 products complementary so that I am using it in a way that I know that I'll enjoy it. And I love this concealer. It's really good. I would say it's similar to the Hourglass, but maybe just a little bit less matte. Like the Hourglass is quite matte. And then my fragrance I used a lot. I really tried to get a good understanding. This is the DB line, their fragrances. It's now sold at Big W. I couldn't see this exact one on their website, but I feel like in store they have quite a few. I don't know. But you can buy it in chemists and on their website. I've seen it at a lot of chemists. So this is the designer brands in Aphrodite, which is a dupe for the Burberry Her. Not Her, Goddess, sorry. The vanilla and lavender fragrance. And so it doesn't look like it, but I actually did use a lot. This is 100 mils here. I sprayed this quite a lot going to school, going to the shops. It's a good kind of everyday fragrance. I don't think it's an exact dupe. None of these are exact dupes, but they do smell similar. It's like $10 to $13 for a bottle, so it's very affordable. And for that, I recommend it based on if that's your price bracket. It's not bad. You get 100 mils too. But it's never going to be at that level of sophistication that the actual Burberry Goddess is. Okay, so the new products that I've picked, I've gone a little bit more natural. The eyeshadow palette I've picked is the Flower Beauty. I love this. I've had it for so long and I just love it. I've never decluttered it. This is the Petal Play in Gilded Lily is the shade. And is Flower Beauty leaving Chemist Warehouse? Because it's never stocked. I don't know. I get the vibe that it's going to leave. Anyway, this is a really affordable, really good quality eyeshadow palette. They've got 3 shimmers and a matte. Actually, no. It's 3 mattes and a shimmer, but 2 of the mattes are like a silky kind of, I'll show you. It's like a satin matte, shimmer, and then like a straight matte. It's a really nice everyday. It reminds me of like Charlotte Tilbury, honestly. Very similar to Charlotte Tilbury, and it's so affordable. So I don't know if you can still get this, maybe online at Chemist Warehouse, but in store it's very hard to find any stock for Flower Beauty. But it's a really nice affordable eyeshadow palette, really good quality, and I've consistently been happy with this for years. My foundation I'm going to bring in is the Hourglass Veil. It is a skin tint. We haven't got the new Illusion foundation yet. When are we going to get it? Hello, I'm waiting. Anyway, because I love the original Illusion skin tint. I still have 1 shade left. It's not a great shade for me, but I really want to try the new foundation because that was one of my favorite products ever. This is the Veil. This is a skin tint. It's very sheer. So this will be my tinted moisturizer days. It's not a foundation, but I do still have my Project Pan, but I do want to mix it up. I don't want like full-on foundations like every single week. This is beautiful. I have the shade number 3, but it is very natural. It's a good shade for me, but it does give you a nice glow. It's just, it is a nice product. I really think it's a nice product if you want something super sheer, but I just can't justify the price. Like, I am fortunate enough to get discount, and even with discount, this was really expensive. I wouldn't say I would buy it again based on the price, but it is a good product. So we're going to use that for the week. And then my concealer is the Emco Beauty Luminous Highlighter Pen, which is nice and complementary to a skin tint. I have the shade number 2, which is a dupe for the YSL Touche Éclat, and I think this is beautiful. I really like this product. It's nice and natural, and I do find that it brightens my under eyes while not looking makeup-y. So they're going to be super complementary to one another. And I really enjoy this product. I really do. So I will enjoy using those 2 together throughout the week. And if I want a bit more coverage, I can pick a different concealer if I want. I don't have to use these 2 together, but I do want to have them as complementary options. And then lastly is my fragrance. So I have a product that I bought myself. This is one of my favorite brands. This is the Wilhelm Parfumerie. This is the Dear Polly fragrance. So since buying this fragrance, it's no longer my favorite Wilhelm perfume. My favorite is Faces of Francis. It is a delicious oud. It's an oud with saffron. Oh my God. That is like, that's the one. That's the one. But I still love this. This is a lot fresher. This is a black tea fragrance. This is very fresh. A little bit citrusy, a little bit black tea. It's nice. Sometimes black tea though can make me a little nauseous, so I'm surprised that I bought this when I did. I do like it, but I just have to I can't douse myself in it. I am going to use it for the week. It's the most beautiful packaging for a perfume to date, in my opinion. I haven't seen a more beautiful bottle in my opinion. Like, I'm a yellow girl. I like vintage style. Like, this to me is the perfect perfume bottle. And this is the small one. There's also a bigger one. This is the 50ml, but there's also a 100ml. So I think I want Faces of Francis real bad. I really do. If you're an oud lover, but you like a little bit of sweet, so good. So that is everything. I think that was a pretty decent roundup this week, actually. I bet you next week I have like nothing. Now, I know that I'm still finishing up some products. I'm in that kind of rotation phase where I am finishing a few products and new products are coming in. So that's exciting. I love trying new products. That is everything, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.